So we're going to work on how to do a handstand on the floor. Once you get a pretty good handstand on the floor, hopefully you'll be able to take it over to the rings or the power bars or the beam also. So we're going to start on a mat. It's a little bit easier. We're going to start in a lunge, front leg bent, back leg straight, both heels flat on the ground, arms by your ear, and we're going to keep your back nice and straight. For the first one, we're just going to kick up a little bit and come back down so our feet aren't going to come together at all. Starting in a lunge and finishing in a lunge. The next step, we're still not kicking up too big. We're going to tap our feet like this. And then the next step is, instead of tapping them like this, you're going to bring your feet side by side like this. And we're still kicking up a little smaller than handstand. When you're ready, you can start kicking up a little bit bigger. So you can do all the same steps on the floor when you're ready. So we're also going to go over a handstand roll, and first you need to be able to do a regular roll. You're going to start with your feet together, duck your head, make sure that you support your weight on your arms, and stand up. Before we kick up to a big handstand roll, we're going to kind of do an in-between the step. We're going to kick up just a little bit, hold our weight on our arms, and roll from there. Beginning, when you do a handstand roll, you can bend your arms and it'll be a little bit easier, but eventually you want to do a handstand roll with straight arms. And you can also do a handstand fall to a bridge if you want, or a handstand pirouette if you want, if you feel like you're falling over. And just real quick, we'll go over some spotting. For a handstand, you're going to start in a lunge, arms out. We're going to kick up to the handstand. Sometimes on the floor, I like to put my hand right here on the shoulder, and I can try and make them get a nice straight line. Keep head in a little bit like this, and step down. And back up this time. And handstand roll. You're going to duck your head, and make sure that your back is nice and rounded. Let's do one more. Good, good, good. It's okay. And when you're doing a handstand, you don't want your head sticking out like this, and you also don't want your head completely buried. You want to be looking at your hands at the top of your eye, keeping your back nice and straight, or even maybe a tiny bit hollow. A good drill you can do for this is then every stomach. Drums out with your handstand. You can look at your hands a little bit. Sometimes if your head's up, keep your legs straight. Sometimes people's handstands are a little bit like this, too archy. So a way you can make them feel the position is you can push down on their back and their legs and feel this power in that way. And a few exercises you can do to help with handstand strength or position strength is you can put your feet up on a mat, keep your head in on it, not too short head. And you're going to try and pike, just put Jackie, just put your toes on the mat. Yeah, just like that. You're going to put just your toes on the mat, and you're going to have your back nice and straight. You're going to look at your hands a tiny bit at the top of your eye, and you're going to work on your shoulders like that. Let's do something against the wall. You can also do some handstands against the wall, whether you want to face this way or face the other way, which is Spider-Man handstand. Put your hands not all the way against the wall, and kick up. Come on, good. And do a Spider-Man shoulder the other way. Or a Spider-Man handstand. This way is actually a little bit easier. You're going to walk your hands in, walk your feet up the wall, try and keep your stomach nice and tight, and hold that for maybe 10 seconds at the beginning, and work your way up to a minute.
That's fun to get out of.
Can you just make sure if I'm in the frame? And a few exercises. I got some on my throat.